If at this point, right, you need another video of some cops doing some absolutely, it's like, best case scenario, the worst trained, like fucking just, you know, fucking chuckle-headed, fucking moronic, like panic-stricken, pussy-ass, bitch-ass shit, right? Like, and at the far other end is like psychopathic, racist, murderous shit, right? And the spectrum in between. You need another goddamn fucking video of that shit to like get you to fucking freak out. Like, then you're beyond help now. Like, you can't, it won't change you unless it like happens to a friend of yours or a relative or you know what I mean? Like a person you know to be like a nice person, and they're black, and then they get killed, and you're like, well, what for? But that person was a nice person. What the fuck, right? Then, but that's like community shit, right? Like, and it's like I wish it was, and it's like this. I don't know how to square the circle, because on one hand, like that, it's like that video is evidence. You do need the sort of context of like it's like, because my brain went into lawyer mode, right? It's like ooh, dude, don't like, I'm watching it, right? And like the dude is going back to his car and there's cops just following him, right? And I'm like, oh, dude, don't go, nah, don't go, don't fucking try to get in your car, dude, don't, like, don't, like,
right.
You know what I mean? It's like, and it's like, you know, but I don't know what the fuck happened in the 5 minutes that preceded that shit, right? Like, they're talking mad shit, and he's like, look, I have done nothing wrong. I am leaving, and you guys can all go suck dicks in hell, right? And then he walks
Well, did you
away.
hear about what was happening before?
No, I have no idea.
He was breaking up a fight between a couple people, apparently.
Fuck.
Like, there was like this all was like some kind of like domestic violence call or whatever. There was like some people, like, you know, in a fight or whatever. I don't know, something like that. And then he was like basically breaking up, kind of trying to keep the peace or whatever. And then the police got there, and apparently he was like, okay, well, I'm leaving. I want to.
Yeah, all right. Well, then this ain't my deal anymore.
Yeah, and then the dude just followed him, just straight up followed him and fucking like shot him. Like, I don't know if it was one or two cops that shot him, but
one cop shot him 7 times.
It was one. Okay, yeah, I knew it was
And
7 shots, but
that's
one. Jesus Christ!
Like, that's excessive force by even if he was like, even if he was literally going to his car to get a gun, to turn around, to kill everyone, right? 7 shots is excessive force, and apparently he's still alive. Last I heard, he was still alive, and it's like that is a tough ass motherfucker if he is still alive. That is fucking insane. And
Yeah.
if he makes it, right, then he's unwittingly become, you know, fucking Malcolm X or something. Like he will be the guy, right? And
well, I don't know if you heard, but his 3 kids were in the car.
yeah, no, that is unconscionable. Like it's like
there's been no reports of any weapon. I'm not saying that you know, maybe there could have been a weapon that he was grabbing or something, but I don't know.
I mean, that's the whole thing, right? Is like if you do something to a cop, right, and or whatever, a cop is like, oh, hold still or freeze or whatever, or we want whatever they're yelling, right? And you reach for something, they shoot you, right? If you're black. How are they going to justify it, right? Like that's my like just knee jerk instinct reaction is like, how are they going to justify this, right? Have you seen the pre George Floyd being killed footage?
Yeah, where they're like harassing him in his car.
Yeah.
And he's all fidgety and
he has fucking asthma, like, and what, like, it was like he was high and like had like anxiety, like some kind of anxiety, I think, like anxiety disorder, like a diagnosis maybe even. And it's like, okay, dude, those 3 things, right, would make you immediately be edgy just being in a car with, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I can't breathe, I don't, you know what I mean? Like it sounded to me like he was having a panic attack, right? And all these fucking Ben Shapiro bugs are like, you know, like he said he couldn't breathe before he couldn't breathe. So what? You know what I mean? And it's like just like for a second, for just a second, just be like a human.
Yeah.
Just a second, right? Like, granted, like you know, whatever. I know what it's like to be way too high and then get caught up in the situation where you're like, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck.
right, I don't know if you've seen any of these Trump ads that have been like dominating the YouTube like front page or whatever, but I gotta say, like, they're pretty good. Like, they're pretty good ads. Like, it's almost, I think out of anything that Trump has done in his this 2020 campaign, as far as like the way they've run the campaign and the way he talks to interviewers and all that kind of stuff, it's all been pretty abysmal. But these ads are pretty good. Have you seen any of them?
I only get the one that's like, "Hi, I'm whatever Trump. Uh, do you want to meet the president?" Like,
Oh, he's like talking directly to the camera.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
no, there's this
lady, and
one. There's this one that's like talking about Joe Biden, and it's like it's basically making fun of that interview where he's like, "Come on, man, I'm not gonna take a test. Why would I take a test or whatever?" And it's basically, it shows the clip of that, and then it's got this like eerie music in the background, like it's like come on, man. And it's like, do you want Joe Biden to be in charge? And it's like, it should, shows him with like a blank look on his face or whatever. And then at the very end, it's like, oh God, I'm trying to remember who it is. There's somebody, and then it shows like it's like this kind of like still of Joe Biden like coming up behind somebody, sniffing them in the behind the ear and the hair or whatever. But like if he like kind of like creeps up behind, I don't remember if it's Kamala or whoever it is, but it's like it's a well-made ad, I have to say. Like it was funny, it made me laugh, like I kind of laughed out loud when I saw
yeah,
it,
I
but at the
mean,
same time I was like horrified. I was like, oh Jesus Christ, like this might be fucking dumb enough and funny enough to like get enough people to be like, yeah, I'm not voting for Biden, fuck that, you know what I mean? Like
or like I'm not voting at all, which I think
yeah,
that's the real, like, because the fact that all right, the fact that I again, I'll reiterate, black pilled, never going to get anything good, only vote against Republicans, never vote for anything. The fact that I'm considering not voting because it's genuinely dangerous, it's like dangerous to my health to do so, or potentially is, right? Is is like, that scares me, in that I know that there are a lot of people that maybe voted last time or the time before that, right? And in similar situations to me, right? That are like, fuck that shit. I'm not waiting in a 5-hour line to go die because fucking some asshole is coughing coronavirus all over everybody, right? Like, it's like that, like, that's scary. But the other thing that I realized is like, Trump, there's a there's a fucking very sizable chance that Trump's gonna win, and straight up, not even like fraud or whatever. Just run like the electoral table is such that I think that every chud in the fucking country will vote, right? Doesn't
yeah, I
matter.
mean it's definitely possible. It would be basically it would basically just be a repeat of 2016. I think
Yeah,
is pretty much the best he's gonna do, is a
right.
repeat of 2016. There's no way he's gonna fucking landslide Biden. I
Yeah.
mean, if anybody's gonna landslide, it's gonna be Biden landsliding Trump's ass. But I think it might be closer than we think. I mean,
No, it's gonna be close.
I,
It's gonna be close.
yeah. Now, I mean, if you break it down state by state, there's a couple states that seem closer than others. But I tell you what, man, seeing the polls where like Florida is going Democrat, North Carolina going Biden, like there's there's states that Trump won
Yeah. Well,
pretty
and
handily in
that's really
2016, and
that
he's like possibly, probably going to lose those states this time around. And
right.
that's really what's going to be the nail in the coffin, is like if he loses like just a couple states from what he had in 2016.
Yeah. I think that the ones to watch, right? Especially after, okay, and we have to talk about this for just a second. After that, the fucking prank that was that fucking Goodyear, like fucking whatever. This is what you're allowed to wear to work thing, right?
So that was a prank?
Dude. If it wasn't, I would be shocked because if you look at it on its face, it doesn't make any sense, right? It's like it says at the top, like zero tolerance policy, right? And then it's like, what is accepted with zero tolerance? LGBT stuff and Black Lives Matter stuff, and then like what's not accepted, like MAGA hats and Blue Lives Matter, or whatever it was, right? I, honest to God, I think it's either the one of the best dirty tricks that I've ever seen, or it was a prank, and it worked, right? Because Goodyear is one of the only had always been American companies that is still manufacturing in America. And do you know where they're headquartered?
No.
Akron, fucking Ohio.
Oh shit! I did not know that.
So
yeah,
it's
definitely one of the states that's I think last time I looked at the polls, I think Ohio was like 50-50.
Well, right, and
that was
because
like a week ago in the polls of basically early August. But this whole Goodyear thing happened in the past week.
Yeah, and like the idea that Trump would like say anything about like that company that seriously like employs like, I don't know, it's something crazy like 50% of that town.
Come on, man. 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 Come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. 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 Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. 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 Trying to goad me. I know you're 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 trying to me. I know you're trying to goad me. I know you're trying to goad me. I know you're trying to goad me. I know you're trying to come on me. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, me. Come on, man. Goad me. I know you're trying to come on me. Come on, man. I know you're trying to come on me. Come on, man. Goad me. I know you're trying to come on me. I know you're trying to goad me. I know you're trying to come on me. I know you're trying to goad me. I know you're trying to come on me. Come on, man. I know you're trying to come on me. Come on, you're trying to goad me. I know you're trying to come on me. I know you're trying to goad me. I know you're trying to come on me. I know you're trying to goad me. I know you're trying to come on me. I know you're trying to goad me. I know you're trying to come on me. I know you're trying to goad me. I know you're trying to come on me. I know you're trying to goad me. I know you're trying to come on me.
Explain to me exactly the circumstances surrounding the arrest of Sir Steve Bannon.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. I mean, it's really it's a thing of beauty, really.
I know it started with this kind of like funding this citizen-funded wall building
No,
fraud
right,
scam.
He had a GoFundMe to build the wall. They were, I don't remember what they were trying to raise, like $1 billion. They got 25 million, which in itself is insane. To build a wall across private property as private citizens between two sovereign nations. On its face, a thing that they couldn't possibly do, right? So it's first dollar is fraud automatically, right? And because it's transfer of money, it's mail fraud, right? Again, my insights into the postal service. According again to my father, postal inspectors are like the dirtiest cops in the sense that like they don't give a fuck. They will lie. They will fuck you. They will do whatever the fuck they want, right? Because they're an organization. It's like, as far as cops go, like the postal inspectors are not some people you ever think of. So you don't, like, they operate with impunity basically. And so it's like, but 25 million in mail fraud is a lot. So Blood and Soil, Steve Bannon, lover of American whiteness, was arrested by postal employees, by people in postal employ, on the boat, on the yacht of an exiled Chinese billionaire off of the coast of Connecticut that he was apparently living on like the goddamn homeless rich person that he is, right? It's like all that shit where you think, like, you look at Steve Bannon and you're like, wait, I know he's rich, but boy, he sure does look homeless, right? Oh, well, he's living on a boat. A Republican primary winner in the whatever Palm Beach, I guess, whatever county Mar-a-Lago's in, or district or whatever. Did you freeze? Oh, there you go. Yeah. I don't know if you know who Laura Loomer is.
I've heard of.
She won a Republican primary there, and Laura Loomer. I know two things about Laura Loomer. She got kicked off of, I believe, and this was before they started mass kicking people off of places like Twitter and YouTube, but she got kicked off of, she got kicked off of Uber as a customer for complaining to Uber that they had too many Muslim drivers.
Oh my God.
She got kicked off of Twitter, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. She went on Alex Jones to like lose her mind about it. That's how long ago it was. Alex Jones was around. InfoWars was on YouTube or whatever. And I believe, so she got kicked off of Twitter, and then she chained herself to Twitter headquarters in New York, but she only chained herself to one door. So everybody just looked at her weird and then walked around her. And I believe she also got kicked off of YouTube. I might be wrong about that, but she got kicked off of Twitter and maybe YouTube for hate speech a couple of years ago, which really says something about how bad it must have been. I don't know.
Isn't she the QAnon candidate? No, that's a different.
Separate people. That lady is from Georgia, and she is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
And I think there's one in Colorado that won a Republican primary that I haven't heard speak. But the one in Georgia is straight up like I hope to God that one of the scrappier members of the squad, I feel like particularly Rashida Tlaib is best sort of equipped for this, but I just hope to God that when she wins, because she will win, the one in Georgia will definitely win. And when she does, I hope Rashida Tlaib fucking clocks her on the floor of the house.